science is the magic of the universe. It's good to stick in there and do things that we might find to be uncomfortable at first, and to become involved in programs where most of the people may not look like us, because more brains means a more successful project, and it means we go even further in our progress as a human race. Some children will say, what if you don't plan to go to college? And I explain that science isn't just for college. You have to be able to think objectively in order to make rational decisions. You don't want to be making decisions based only on your emotions. And we talk about that a little bit as well. We talk about problem solving and how important it is not to be a quitter, not to just walk away when things get tough, but to actually mull it over and really think about it and do some research and some work if you have to. Because otherwise, you'll never get to the bottom of things. You also need to know math, of course, in order just to be able to balance your books so you can make sure people aren't ripping you off. But you have to have a plan, and I explain this as well. If you like art, then maybe after high school you take a job working as a cashier in the gift shop of an art museum. And you can form friendships that way with people who will help you get to where you need to be. Who knows, maybe you'll go to school later, or maybe you won't need to go to school at all. But at least have a plan. If you do not have a plan, then it is smart to stay in school. And for those who think they can't afford to go to college, if they do well in school, if they work hard now, and they make good grades, and they have the academics required to get into the schools that they want to go to, in most cases there's funding available that will pay for college for you. And this is particularly a benefit for people of color, African American people, Hispanic people, Mayan people. So the opportunities are there, but you have to be willing to work for them, and I try to get that across to the kids as well. At the end of the workshop, I pull out small kits of Electron snap circuits. This is usually a hit with kids anywhere from 4 years old to 14, 15. I've even spent quite a long time building snap circuits with high schoolers at a museum once. So we have the batteries, and I explain how the electrons are stored in the negative side of the battery. They'll be able to use a switch. In this case, I put a light bulb here. So I just snap these pieces together like Legos, and they've built their own light circuitry. Turn the light on. All you're doing is allowing the electrons to flow through the metal track. As long as there's no gap in the track, the electrons will flow, and they will flow through that light bulb until you have the same amount of energy or electrons in the negative and the positive side of the battery, and then they don't flow anymore. I have many different scenarios with which I can explain electricity to the kids, but we just let the conversation take us where it will. While they're performing troubleshooting investigations with their own kits, depending on what is desired by the teacher, we can also delve into the entire concept of what is an atom and what is an electron. And if desired, I can go into nutrition a bit and explain to kids how electrons are not just used to power our world, like our motors and our lights and our cars, but they're also used to power our bodies. In fact, we get the most electrons out of our food when we eat colorful vegetables, the different vitamins and minerals that we get from the food that we eat. In large part, the function of those vitamins and minerals are to provide electrons for something called the electron transport chain, which occurs in every single cell and fuels the entire body. I also, for instance, have a solar panel, which we can take outside and we can hook up to a solar-powered fan, so the kids can see that whenever the sun shines on that solar panel, it turns this fan on. But it really is magical. And we can talk about other ways that we can sustainably use electricity to power our world. Solar panels are used. We have magnetically levitating trains that eliminate friction, and so it requires even less energy to make them move forward. And I demonstrate this to the kids using my magnetically driven car. The Eddie the Electron workshop can be extended over 2 days to allow ample time for experimentation with the snap circuits and to cover the scientific concepts in the book.